Fast-flowing, racing circuit-like stages are iconic on the Spanish round of the championship. But what happens when the rally changes code and throws in a day of competition on gravel? It's all change in Spain. The opening day of the event will see the Ford Focus RS WRCs venture out in gravel spec as the BP Ford Abu Dhabi World Rally Team drivers get ready to tackle Spanish gravel stages for the first time. It's mid-October and the mornings are chilly and can be foggy as the drivers get a taste of on the opening stage. It was a strong start for Jari-Matti Latvala, who was second quickest across 35 kilometres. Teammate Mikko Hirvonen lay in fourth after the opening test. Although the stages are predominantly on gravel, there are a few tarmac sections within two of the morning stages. Gravel tyres on tarmac roads can be tricky, as engineer Tim Jackson explains.
First, they've got coming off the gravel onto the tarmac, where there'll be a massive change of grip, so they'll have to adapt to that really quick. And as well, the gravel tyre will move a lot more than the tarmac tyre normally would. Generally, the setup of the car will be softer as well, so it'll be moving about a lot more.
The battle on the stages was fierce, and Jari-Matti and co-driver Mika were right in the mix, battling at the top end. As they headed into the midpoint service break, they dropped to third, but were only 1.2 seconds off second place. With temperatures rising for the afternoon tests, fog was no longer an issue. Jari-Matti and Mika finished the day holding third overall, whilst Mikko and Jarmo were in fifth. At the end of day one, the mechanics were ready for a big job to change the rally car's specification from gravel to tarmac, and it all had to be done in 1 hour and 15 minutes.
It's a pretty comprehensive list of work that's been done, so just to give you an idea, they changed the rear differential, they changed the gearbox, the centre diff, the front and the rear suspension, all the brakes, because the brakes are a lot bigger for asphalt. So it's quite a big job, but it won't be a problem to the guys.
Overall, it looks all right, and we really need to focus and get the right rhythm from the first corner, from first stage tomorrow, and try to hold the podium place.
Breakfast at service day two. The cars are in full tarmac spec, and the drivers have to make sure their mindset is also. We sit down for a coffee with Mikko's co-driver Jarmo Laitinen to find out what the plan is for day two.
Yeah, try better, like a lot better we can do, and it's nice. I like these stages, and it's nice, clean, no gravel or anything. Okay, we have good expectations for this day, and we'd like to finally sort out the pace.
For Jari-Matti and Mika, the opening stage would see them lose third position to a charging Petter Solberg. The battle was on to reclaim it on the next stage, when Sebastian Ogier, who was holding second, crashed and dropped out of podium contention. Jari-Matti and Mika moved back up to third. Mikko and Jarmo were still in fifth, but their times were improving.
Not the best try, but it's getting better anyway, so we're happy with that.
But the first stage of the afternoon would see them drop out of any battle for a higher position after a clip on the turbo pipe broke and they lost 4 minutes. Mikko is a proficient mechanic and worked furiously to repair it before the next stage.
Yeah, we managed to fix it, but well, okay, that stage was gone. But luckily we had a spare part in the car to fix it, so in the road section I fixed it and it worked the last 2 stages.
After a valiant battle from Jari-Matti, he lost position on the penultimate test of the day and held fourth at the close of play on day two.
Carrying the pace that he had in Rally France to here, we thought that was going to be a pretty easy task, but obviously not. But you know, he's done well this afternoon, but we hope to fight harder now in the morning and get a rhythm going in the long stage and then see what we can do.
One more day remains in Spain. The final day and 4 stages are left, including the longest stage of the rally. Jari Matti and Mika lie in 4th position, which, if they can hold on to, would maintain their 3rd position in the championship and help with their quest of getting the runners-up spot.
Basically, it would be very, very important to finish with this position. It's not easy to find against Petter and Sodo, and especially they've been a bit stronger all the time. But I tried to keep going as I did yesterday, and let's see what happens. I'm doing little changes for the car, and hopefully that would be a bit better.
Talk to me about that long stage. Are you fully awake for that? Because it's a bit of a wake-up call this morning, isn't it?
I should be awake, and I'm going to see Danny now. He's going to do a little treatment, so then it should be fine.
As the stages get underway, some of the team head out to get a better view of the action. Many of the thousands of spectators camped through the night just to get a good viewing spot. The first 2 stages saw both Jari Matti and Mikko remain in 4th and 5th respectively. Just 2 stages were left for the drivers, and it would be the final stages where we would see the Ford Focus RS WRC in competition on tarmac before the regulations change next year. With stage 16, the final stage complete, the drivers head back to service. Rally de España had been a tough fight.
Yeah, we're disappointed not to be on the podium, but there's a lot of positives come out of it. Jari's performance again. Great to see Mikko back in there with his confidence back and doing really solid times. So the big thing now is we want to end where we started with Marcus in 2006 in our championship winning year with a win, and we want to really end the World Championship era with the focus with a win on GB, and that will be our main focus for the event.
Yeah, there's an interesting game coming up in Wales because obviously I'm 3rd currently in the championship, and I really want to be there in top 3. We close up the points in points with Ogier. Okay, Petter came closer as well. I think I'm now 11 points behind Ogier and 5 ahead of Petter, and I really want to be there in top 3. But also at the same time, of course, I would like to fight for the victory because it's the last rally with these current World Rally cars.
For the spectators as well, I think it's going to be a spectacle like no other to see, 5 or 6 drivers competing for the ultimate accolade there.
Yeah, I think it is, and it's the championship has been wrapped up some time ago now, and I think it's going to be good that there's still something to fight for when we go down to Wales, and it's important that the guys keep the fight up right to the final stage, and that will be to see who's going to have the rally car that wins in the current generation.
After 12 rounds, 1 more remains, Wales Rally GB. It will be an epic fight for victory and a final farewell to the championship-winning Ford Focus RS WRC.